Hey, my name's Roanna. I'm a psychologist in Sydney, Australia, and I've been studying for a very long time. If you'd like to find out 5 things that I wish I knew before studying psychology, then keep on watching. Ooh, I've time traveled from the end of the video because I realised I didn't tell you guys who I am or what I do. I did my 4 years of undergrad at UNSW and then my 2 years of clinical masters at University of Sydney, and I graduated last year, and now I'm working part-time as a psychologist, part-time in research, and part-time with an incredible organisation called Batir, where we go into high schools and universities and we talk about mental health. Alrighty, let's get on with the video. Number 1. Most people who study psychology don't go on to become psychologists. When we started from first year, there's probably like 1,000 people, and then we actually cull each year, and then by the time we got to honours, there were probably only about 80 people. There are all different pathways that you can take. You can go into the masters to try and become a clinical psychologist. You can do the 4+2, which is to get a psychology degree, and then 2 years of experience, and then you can graduate as a psychologist. Or you can do the 5+1, which is 4 years of undergrad, 1 year of postgraduate program, and then 1 year of experience, and then you still become a psychologist. So heaps of my friends who I started psychology with ended up going into HR, organisational, marketing, more into research and working in a research organisation or working within the uni and continuing on long research projects. So I'd say probably about 15 to 20% of the people who study psychology actually go on to become psychologists. There are so many different options with a psychology degree. I don't have time for it in this video. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll do a video on career paths for psychology students. There are actually so many amazing other roles where you can work in mental health. Like, I've met some incredible mental health social workers, nurses, counsellors. So if your dream is to help people and to work in mental health, there are so many different options, not just psychology. Number 2. You will not learn a single counselling skill in your undergrad psych degree. This is something I was so excited for, and year after year, no subjects ever came up. And the reason for this is, like I said before, not everyone who studies psychology goes on to become a psychologist. And so your 4 years of undergrad psychology are mostly to learn how to be a scientist, how to think scientifically, how to research, how to write, how to interpret different people's results. And later on, if you want to become a psychologist, work in research, work in really large teams in organisations, you want to do it and apply methods that are based in evidence, and so based in what the scientific literature says. The psychology degree is really just getting a taste of different areas of psychology and different areas of psychological research, such as health, cognitive psychology, social psychology, personality. You learn about rat research, you learn about how to conduct a study, and at the end of that you can apply for your 4th year of honours, where you actually spend an entire year doing research and writing up your own research thesis. Oh, also, there are a lot of stats. Yeah, every single year. Really can't escape it. And even though it can be tricky or sometimes kind of boring, it really helps you out when you're trying to read a research paper and you can figure out which papers are really solid and are grounded in evidence and which ones they kind of fluff the results. Brief intermission. I just realised I should be looking at the viewfinder, not at the screen. Noted. Number 3. To become a clinical psychologist, it is an 8-year-long journey. I did not know this before studying psychology. You have to do your 3 years of undergrad, your 1 year of honours, another 2 years of masters of clinical psychology, and then after you graduate, you need to do another 2 years of work where you do get paid. It's like a normal job, but you're still submitting reports and writing reviews and getting supervision, and then you can finally call yourself a clinical psychologist. My memory card ran out of space. Number 4. The psychology cohort is probably 80% ladies, and so for all of my gentlemen out there, if you want to become a psychologist or study psychology, you are kind of a unicorn. So if anyone like me was leaving an all-girls high school and hoping to find the psychology boy of their dreams, let me know how it goes. I think psychology still holds quite a lot of stigma with more girls than guys, kind of like nursing. And then when you go to the engineering faculty, it's flipped. And actually, I remember for our uni parties, psychology would always bunch with electrical engineering. Suddenly, the gender balance was 50-50. My clinical psychology cohort had 19 girls and 1 guy. And so I'm hoping in the future it shifts because we really do need more male psychologists. but I ended up with the most incredible sisterhood of wonderfully kind and empathic ladies, and so I do feel really blessed that they're in my life. And lastly, number 5, you will change. I think this is something really special about psychology. It teaches us about ourselves. You will learn about the science of motivation and rewards and punishment. You'll learn about health psychology and how to promote healthy habits. This is especially true if you go on to become a psychologist. There is no way that you can go through 2 years of helping other people and examining other people's thoughts and patterns without looking deeply within yourself. And that's probably the biggest takeaway that I had from studying psychology, was learning more about myself and my own biases and my own thinking patterns which limit me. And so I honestly couldn't recommend it enough. Those are just 5 things. I could probably go on for hours. If you enjoyed today's video and you stayed all the way to the end, give me a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel, and let me know down below what other videos you'd like to see, as well as subscribing, which means that you'll stay with me when I post my weekly videos for the next year. Editing row here, I realise I completely forgot to sign off. So thank you so much for joining me on my second ever video, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye! Woo.